Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, the next item on the menu that we are looking at is inventory. So, it's basically going to help us to explore inventory. Now, let's say in production environments where you have Ansible connecting to many nodes, one of the most important things that you need to define is an inventory file. And if you're a newbie and then you see an inventory file for, let's say, about 20 to 50 notes, you might be confused. So, for example, I have some inventory file over here. So, first of all, I have the host file. So, I'll do a cut on the host. Now, to see something like this is very easy for you to read. You know that you're connecting to this device, you have this connection, then you have this network OS, then you have the usernames connecting to the device. It's very simple. But if you find yourself, and you find this in, labs, but then if you find yourself in a production environment where you have an inventory file for, let's say, over 20, 30 devices. Let me give you an example. I have another inventory file over here. It's called inventory. So I can do a cat inventory. And as you can see, this might be confusing because this inventory file has group level defined and then group variables defined. So it's very sometimes very difficult to understand it if you're a newbie. But then there comes Ansible Navigator, making it very simple for us to understand. So what I'm sorry, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy this. I go here. So now we go to inventory followed by I. Then we paste our inventory over there. So it's going to go in the back end, assess the inventory, and try to explain to us. So first of all, let's take a look at our inventory. Let me split the screen. Good. So we can see it from this perspective. So let me first go through the core definition for the host file. So we have something like this. You have a group over here. It's called Ratis SSH key. Now we also have lab IOX SC. So as you can see, these are the variables defined for this host. And then these are also the variables. So all these variables are defined for this particular host. And sorry, these variables are defined for this particular host, as well as this Okay, so let me try to explain it from here, from the raw file perspective before I move on to the Ansible Navigator. So as you can see, we have a group called routers SSH, which is a group. It has this host under it, and then it has these variables defined for this particular host. We also have this particular group over here, which has R2 defined as the host. Then we have another group for IOXXC, and as you can see, we have it over there. And these are the various parameters, the various variables corresponding to these particular groups. For example, IOXXC has this iOS group lab underscore IOXXC. We have these variables for it used to connect to the device, as well as Rattest SSH pass. This is it. We have these variables defined for it. Helps you to connect to the device. So these are, let's say, arguments that will be passed when connecting to the device. And you also have the switch. Then you have the variables defined for the switch. So we have how many groups in total? We have one, two, three, four. So now let's see how Ansible Navigator makes this very easy to understand. So we have groups, we have hosts. So first of all, let's start from the groups. So when you tap on 0 as the index, we get to see all the groups. So as you can see, first of all, we have the router SSH group. As you can see, there we have it. We have the lab IOX XE. There we have it over here. And then the SSH pass, we have it over here. Then the switches as well, we have it over here. So let's try to access each group and see what we have there. So I'll start with lab iOS XE. So as you can see, we have only one host over there. We can go into the host and see the variables that we define. So as you can see, for lab underscore iOS XE, we have this host, and as you can see, that is the host. And then within to you also have the parameters or the variables, and these are the variables for that. So we can go back and then we check on the next one, which is the router's SSH key. We have only one host. Then we click on 0. Mind you, we are using this as the index to access it. We click on 0, and as you can see, we have the variables defined over there. So we go back to 2 and then 0. Also, we can see the variables defined for this particular host. Then we have 3. Then we tap on 0. We also see the variables defined, and it's the same thing that we have over here for the switch, right? So for the switch, we have the same thing over here. And then the next one is ungrouped host. So sometimes we can have ungroup host in our inventory, but then in this case, we don't have any ungroup host, so there's nothing to show, unlike the other ones. So now we can also browse the host. As you can see, these are the hosts that we have. Once again, when you access the host, you're going to see the parameters or the variables assigned to them. It's very simple as that. And then we have the next one, which is the switch. So it's very simple to understand what the inventory does, and it's very important. So without wasting much time, I will end it here, and I would advise that you also do an extensive studies on this and share with us, share with the community, whatever you've learned. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in my next video.